Hi, and welcome back to the Breakdown with Bethany. I'm Bethany Brown Silva, and if you can tell, I am beaming about this episode. Tabitha Brown is my guest today, and she is one of the most inspirational people I have ever had the privilege of talking to. Tabitha leans into her authenticity in a way like no one else I have seen does, and the proof is in the pudding. She is an incredibly successful entrepreneur, and she's going to get real with us about a few topics surrounding women's health that absolutely need to be destigmatized. Take a listen to this episode and be prepared to be inspired. Tabitha, I'm so excited to talk to you because just a little slight bit about me. I've been a parenting journalist for over a decade, and I love to destigmatize things pertaining to parenthood and women's health. And I love the topic that we're here to talk about today, and that's bladder leaks. And I know you have a personal story and the reason why you partnered with Always Discreet. So I'm going to let you take it away to talk about this partnership.
Yes, absolutely. So I was excited for this partnership, right? When they reached out, I was like, this is personal for me, but so many women don't talk about it. It's almost like perimenopause. It's like I started talking about it, and then people were like, oh my God, you too, right? And it started for me in my 30s after I had my son. From a sneeze, I was like, wait, I just sneezed, and did this really just happen? Then from laughing too hard, and then coughing, running, I was like, what is happening, right? But the body changes, and of course it almost like goes up and down. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes depending on the weather, I don't know, or if my weight fluctuates, it could be worse, whatever the case is. So when they reached out, I was like, oh, sign me up. We should have a conversation. We should normalize the conversation because women are like silently suffering or silently not living their life fully because of bladder leaks. And that just should not be. So I was like, I'll talk about it. I'll tell the people. And here we are. So, yeah.
I love that so much. Can you also just tell me how you kind of like now maybe with this product and all of that, how it's improved your life, how you managing, I know you wear many, many hats, so you're a busy lady. So how are you managing now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it just depends on what I'm doing versus like if I'm at the gym or if I know I'm gonna be out and about. Like I'm now in New York City and I'm gonna be, out for a long time. I might have to do a lot of walking. But the great thing is they have different options, right? So panty liner versus the pad. I like the pad. It doesn't feel like a traditional pad, right? Always discreet. It's very discreet. So you don't have like this bulky feeling. It's very comfortable. It has actually like a really nice like scent to it, but there's no odor. There's up to zero leaks. It's just one of those things where you just put it on so that you feel secure for your day, right? And I don't even think about it anymore. It's just kind of like, oh, it's just routine. Like you can put it on, so it's there just in case. So it don't matter if I laugh too hard, if I'm enjoying friends, right? If I want to have an extra glass of wine and whatever the case may be, it's like, oh, I ain't gotta wear it. So that's just kind of how I live my life now.
I love that. I mean, don't we all deserve, especially women, to have just like slightly more peace of mind, especially around like our health and wellness, would you say?
Absolutely. We deserve that. We're supposed to live our life fully, right? At all times. And so we can't let something that is normal, because it's not abnormal. That's the thing that I want women to understand. Like, we shouldn't be embarrassed by it because it's not abnormal. It happens to so many of us. And so we should be able to just live our life as we normally would. Okay, we have this thing that can help us. Use it. It's just like anything else. If it's raining, you use an umbrella, don't you? It's
I
just
do.
like, oh, it's common sense. It's like, oh, let me just put it in my bag just in case, or let me just put it on and start my day. So yeah.
Absolutely. I mentioned, I think I mentioned, but I am a huge fan of yours. I find you so inspirational across all of the different things that you do. On Instagram yesterday, you posted this really, really kind of moving talk or about, change, right? Certainly our as women, and mothers, our bodies are changing and stuff like that. And I think the sort of the message you were trying to impart, if I may say so, is that you can handle it. Can you talk a little bit about that and why you felt important? It was important in that moment to kind of come on and share that message.
Yeah, what that was about is we can always change, right? Because sometimes, we can be in a transition in our life, or we could be in a season that things just don't feel well anymore. And how we've always done something doesn't mean we have to continue to do it that way. We have the ability to change. If we don't like how we feel, we can change that. If we don't like how the food that we've been eating makes us feel, we can change how we eat. We can change how we work out or adding a workout to our day. We can change the environment that we're in. Sometimes we allow ourselves for so long to be around people who don't serve us well. We can change that, right? But it is work. So, and that's what I said in the video. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right? It's easy to make bad decisions. It's easy to create bad habits for ourselves. But doing the work to do something great for yourself, it takes work. It's not easy all the time. Listen, it's easy to eat bad, right? So it's so easy to gain weight and eat bad and pick up bad habits, but it takes discipline to eat healthy. But we have to be willing to do the work, but we can change our mindset. We can be excited about change, but we owe that to ourselves to like just live our life the best way we can to make ourselves feel better. And so that's what I was trying to explain to people, like, you can change how you feel. We have the power to do so.
I absolutely agree. And I think like sometimes that we need a voice like yours to remind us that we have the power to like to kind of like take control of our own lives. And another thing that is so inspirational to me about you is your journey, right? Your journey to success. I know it was not an easy one from just, different challenges along the way. And I'm wondering now that you are quite successful, I mean, by anyone's standards, what lessons do you take from the past, from those challenges, and are you applying that to your businesses today?
Yeah, from over 20 plus years of pursuing entertainment, for a very long time, I pursued it from a place of trying to conform and fit in and do what I thought Hollywood wanted me to do or what the world wanted to see or be, talk a certain way, walk a certain way, wear my hair and dress a certain way to fit in. And what I realized in that journey was that's not freedom. And I wasn't doing a good service for myself, trying to be someone I really wasn't. And so the best thing I've learned is I was always enough, just as I am. I never had to conform. I never had to code switch. I never had to shape shift to fit in. I was meant to stand out. That's how God created me. So the moment I realized that for myself, I was like, oh, I get it now. But this is what freedom looks like. And that's the best thing that I apply to my business and my life every day. Live truthfully and fully, Tabitha Brown. Be me. And that's it.
Well, it's working because my next question really, as I mentioned before, you wear many hats. You are an author, you have shows, you have your line at Target, you content around, food, all of it. And so I guess you kind of answered it already, but I was wondering about the creative process. If it changes from, business to business, or I understand the idea of this Tabitha brand and the authenticity that you bring to it. But could you take us through a little bit about the creative process, maybe when it comes to writing the book versus the line at Target versus the TV show, some stuff like that?
So it's always got to be in alignment with my life, right? So you'll never see me doing any type of business that doesn't make sense, right? So I will always have a story that it relates to. It'll always be a part of a path of my life. So if I'm writing a book, it's going to be, of course, it's a vegan cookbook or it's inspiration. I'm telling real stories. Like I did a new thing was my last book that I did is a challenge I started doing for myself back in 2014. And I've continued to do that every year. So it's something that always is true for me that I relate to. Like my hair, I named her Donna, right? So I have a hair care line called Donna's Recipe, right? And I created that hair care line because I was losing my hair in the back of my head I have stenosis in my tip of my spine. So for like a period of time, I had to sleep flat on my back. So you know how babies, their hair starts to thin in the back. So that started to happen to me. So I was trying to find products to help grow my hair back, but I was reading ingredients and I was like, oh, this is scary because I'm now new to being vegan at this time. And so I was trying to create my own, different products. And so that's what I did. And then Donna's Recipe was born. I was like, oh, okay. So even when it comes to my partnership with Target, It's just a matter of I was doing real content as a mom, as a wife at home, cooking and, living my life. And they reached out and would send me products and I would just incorporate it in my videos. And they were like, what else do you want to do? And I was like, well, I went to school for fashion. I love clothing, right? I love to cook, of course. I'm always home. I work from home. So I did a 4-drop collection with them that was originally limited time. So I did clothing with them and it was in alignment. I remember quitting fashion school, but telling my daddy one day, Daddy, I'm going to be famous. And when I am, I'm going to have my own clothing line. He was at my first fashion show for Target. I was like, this is what I said I would do. So everything is always in alignment. I love children. Of course, I created a children's show, Tab Time, because I want to teach kids to know that they are enough because I struggled with that, right? So my thought is if I can get kids to understand at an early age that despite how different they may feel from anybody else, that they are enough, their feelings matter, right? And that they can love each other and be friends with each other and learn together. So my hope is that when they become adults, they'll still love each other and love themselves, and the world will begin to heal that way. But all things that are always just in my present, feelings, how I feel, that's how I make decisions, even in business. I do it. That's the only way I like to do it. So it
It's
just
a
always
very
has.
As I say, it's a very good lesson and a very good way to do business from the heart. And just to wrap it up, it's very clear that you love children. We are an audience of moms, and so that is really apparent through all of the things you do. And you do have a children's book coming out. Can you quickly tell us about that? Because I researched a little bit about it. It sounds very
Yes.
aligned with you and very inspirational. So tell us quickly about that.
Hello there, sunshine. And so it's all about teaching children that they can be the sunshine in someone's life, including their own, right? And so it's based on my childhood. In my neighborhood growing up, I love the sun. And so this particular morning, I wake up and I don't see the sun outside. And so the routine was go to the window every morning and say, hello there, sunshine. And so this particular morning, my mom, I tell her, like, where's the sun? It's a cloudy day. I don't see the sun. And she said, well, I guess you'll have to find it yourself. And so I go through my neighborhood all day looking for the sun. But throughout my day, I'm helping everybody in the neighborhood do different things. And they get excited about me, either seeing me or helping them. And at the end of the day, the sun never comes out. And my mom asked, did you find the sun? And I was like, no, I never found the sunshine. But I told her all about my day. And she goes, so it sounds like the way everyone, who encountered you was happy that you were the sun in their day. And in like a light bulb moment makes me realize, oh, wow, I'm the sunshine too. We all have a light inside. So that's the gift I want to give to children to help them understand they are the sunshine and they can be that for their own life and for other people.
That's just a beautiful way to wrap it all up. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. It's really, you're so inspirational. So, just coming from me, we really appreciate it. So,
I appreciate that. Thank you. Nice to
all
meet
right. Yes,
you.
likewise. Thank you so much.